is my favorite week of the month, Rose's menstrual cycle. Yeah! Now I'm gonna show you what I do to take care of my wife during this week.
Let's face it, we all like a good storyline. We even look for them on YouTube channels. And one of the best storylines in 2024 is that of the Queen of Kings YouTube channels. And that's ran by Rose and Brett Miller. There are several themes of this channel that continues to make us come back. First of all, Rose and Brett Miller are obviously an interracial couple. They have interracial kids. But stop the show. There's more. Rose Miller had black kids from her first husband, and this guy, Brett Miller, came in and played the stepdad. That's one thing. The second theme of this channel is the personality differences between the couple. On one hand, Brett Miller is very laid back and reserved and doesn't really talk so much. But Rose Miller is very active, very energetic, and talks a whole lot. But number 3, Rose Miller is extremely disrespectful to her white husband, Brett Miller.
I met you in a basement laying on a mattress. Let's be real about that. Let's be real about the fact that you moved in with me, not the opposite way around. Let's be real about the fact that I never felt comfortable moving to your house because you lived in the ghetto.
And number 4, despite the disrespect, Mr. Brett Miller always makes excuses for her and would do anything to make her happy. Rewind! A few days ago, Mr. Brett Miller made a video called How I Take Care of My Wife When She's Moody on Her Period. Now, we understand women being on their period can definitely be a challenge for them emotionally. I used to have a girlfriend who was so mean on her periods, you couldn't talk to her during those 3 or 4 days. Literally, it was like sliding the food underneath the door and you getting the hell out of Dodge. But again, this affects all women differently.
If there is no pregnancy, Leah's uterus sheds her thickened lining. As a result, she experiences bleeding and often painful cramps. This marks the first day of menstruation. Leah is now exhausted. She has trouble concentrating, is not motivated, and can't do sports, which annoys her a lot.
But Brett Miller wanted to show the audience how thoughtful he was when his wife was struggling with her period and the things that he does for her during this time.
Okay, we're doing some shopping for Rose. She's hungry, but we need to be very intentional around this time. Food with iron. Black women run a little lower on iron. And as you can tell, my wife's a black woman. As she starts to bleed a little more, she's gonna lose that iron too. So I'm gonna grab some steak. Let's do some spinach because they're very high in iron. We need some leafy greens. All right, I think I picked out the perfect steak. My wife has super taste buds. Again, during this time, sensitivities are higher. What's that, baby?
Can you bring utensils?
Yeah, I just left them in my back pocket. Let me go get those real quick in my back pocket.
You really forgot those?
Just in my back pocket, I got them.
Okay, so I'm just gonna get back in the shower and wait till you to come back with them.
They're just in my back pocket, downstairs in the...
It's not funny. It's kind of gross. Go, please.
Give him a round of applause. Not too many men who will go and buy tampons for their wife, no matter what ethnicity they were. But Brett Miller is willing to do that. But at the same time, Rose is not only moody during her periods. It seems that she also has bipolar disorder. Now, I almost forgot. Another theme of this channel is Rose Miller and Brett Miller are liars. And they lie a whole lot on this channel every time to their audience. More to come on that in just a second. But I also want to talk about Rose Miller possibly being bipolar. And this also plays into the relationship deteriorating at times because of her mental health issues. On one hand, she'll lie about it and say that she doesn't have it, but on another hand, she will do this.
Someone said you were diagnosed bipolar. No, I'm not diagnosed bipolar. Was he not arrested? My husband? You didn't have to block it, T. Yeah, he sure was. I had one of my, what is it called? You guys, what do bipolar people, what do they have? They have their episode. Yes, I had one of my episodes and I put my husband's butt right. I called the police. Go ahead and put your bipolar testimonies in the chat.
That's right. Just a few days ago, she had Brett Miller locked away in jail for a night for basically doing nothing wrong. I would assume if he would have done something very wrong, they would have kept him. But all I saw in the video was her pretty much stalking this guy and bothering him, then calling the cops on the guy. Then once he got out of jail, he made some excuses for her. Let's get back to this whole idea of dating somebody who's bipolar. I tried to check out what other people have said about dealing with a lady with a mental health issue to see what they would say.
Dating a black woman is a special experience. Dating a bipolar black woman is an extra special experience. The running trope of black women in anger, being bossy and brash, blends in with the ever-pivoting emotional symptoms of bipolar disorder. Quarrels in traffic, aggressive responses to criticism, and snappy comebacks for logical claims all fall into the category of bipolar relationship tendencies. These are things that you could probably witness in several other types of relationships with more neurotypical people. If you have any experience with dating bipolar women, bipolar black women, it feels like it's on a different level. If you're looking for some insight and love to shower your bipolar level with, look no further. I'm here to show you, as a lover of a bipolar woman, that these women are deserving of love, and you will learn how to love these women.
And this guy is saying that he wants to teach you how to love somebody who is bipolar and why they deserve love. You see, the situation with Brett Miller and Rose Miller is just this. Every time this lady does something bad, he makes excuses for her. This is the exact thing that happened when he addressed if he would leave her or not.
Why don't you leave her, bro? She acted up, she acted funny. Simple answer for that, honestly, is that's not what you do in a marriage. You know, for better, for worse, for sickness and health, that's not what you do in a marriage. And for you to say that now that she's going through a postpartum or bipolar episode or anything, any sort of mental stress that she's going through because
the only issue at this point was that he blamed her issues on postpartum pregnancy. Now he's blaming her moodiness on her period. And what he doesn't understand is that she's never going to get better, okay? She's always going to be disrespectful and have problems. Let's look at this situation with Latara Collins, who comments on the video. She says this: I have never seen a woman act like that on a period. Some of us still take care of our kids, go to work and go to school. She is lucky and needs to stop tripping. So if you saw the vlog, you would see some of the issues that she was having on that particular episode. And that's what I want to talk about today, which is treating women in certain aspects as if they are not adults. Now, the reality is that periods and bipolar disorders can help people in different ways. We understand it. But that's why we have mental health initiatives in the United States to help you through such situations. I would never tell a man what you should do or how you should live your life, because it's up to you and stop the show. I don't really give a damn. You do whatever you do. And if you come across my desk, I'm gonna make a video about you. But at the same time, if you had mental health issues as a man and you caused a lot of problems for people, would they deal with you? The answer is no. And that's what guys have to understand. A lot of problems that you have as a man, a lot of women just wouldn't put up with it or deal with it simply because they just wouldn't have time. But at the end of the day, you see what men are doing. A lot of men are putting up with issues with women that women would never put up with them. And what happens is you think you're being a great guy by sticking with a lady and being loyal to her, which it is good to be loyal to a woman and it's good to be loyal to your family. But that loyalty should be rewarded with some level of respect. And a lot of loyalty and good treatment can be taken for granted by people who just don't value you. And that's really the situation with Brett Miller. You see, maybe he thought because he's a white man and she's a black woman that, you know, he would have an advantage because of the fact he was white. But still, there is really no advantage for the guy when he's still struggling because he feels that she's going to improve. She will never improve. Gentlemen, that's the situation. It's okay to deal with a woman that wants to improve. But when you have a woman who is clearly moody on her period, bipolar, and she has even a bigger disease, unaccountability, you're going to be screwed. Take it from a guy who knows. There is no getting around this, all right? I have seen guys literally lose their minds, cry themselves to sleep, have mental breakdowns, all because of dealing with a lady like this. When you have the opportunity, you should just go at that particular time, because what you tend to do is dig a hole where it's just deeper and deeper and deeper. And once you keep digging that hole, which is deeper, you just can't get yourself out of it, and then it's too much. And that's typically where this guy feels that he's at right now. He has 2 kids with this woman, and maybe he feels like, you know, if he leaves her, he might never see those kids again. Things might go bad. And you know what? He most likely is correct, but that's why it's up to you to choose wisely. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, Shitty Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe to the bell. We're out.